Hi everyone, my name is Kendrick and welcome to Travel and Live Free. In this video, we're gonna cover my country number 1 on my quest to visit every single country in the world, and that country is the Philippines. Now this video is gonna be a little bit more off the cuff because I was born in this country actually, even though I am of Chinese descent, and when I took my DNA test with 23andMe, it turns out that I am half Taiwanese and half Cantonese. However, my roots actually came from the Philippines and I grew up from there and I lived there since I was born all the way until I was 10 when I moved to Canada. So deep down inside, I feel like I am Chinese, but also Canadian and also Filipino at the same time. So I'm a hybrid of all those three nationalities. Now, despite being born in the Philippines, to be honest, I don't know much about the country actually until I went back again during my 1-year trip around the world. During that time, I got a chance to really explore the country and see it from a tourist perspective, and really got a chance to really see the country for how beautiful it really is. When I was a kid and I went to the Philippines for vacation and then went back to Canada, I can honestly tell you that I would never recommend the Philippines as a tourist destination to my friends, family, or other people that asked me about it because I felt that Philippines was not a safe travel destination. However, when I went back in 2016, things have changed, and with Duterte as the president, and as you can see, I'm very pro Duterte. I know a lot of people think he's a bad person, and I think his methods is necessary for the Philippines to thrive because Philippines is not like Canada, and if you need to get something done and something meaningful, important, you need someone like Duterte to get it done. And I think the way he rules is necessary in the Philippines, even though he's quite a polarizing figure. So after traveling to Australia, I got a chance to fly to Thailand and then to Manila, and that was my next stop during my 1-year trip around the world. I would be spending the whole December in the Philippines because I didn't want to spend Christmas all by myself in some random backpacker destination. I wanted to spend that December with family, and all my family members besides my immediate family lives in the Philippines. With that being said, I haven't seen them in 8 years since going back there, that time that I went back. So it was quite an eye-opening experience because Philippines is a very religious country. So when I was spending time with my cousins and my aunts and uncles, they were really enforcing that Christianity on me. And even though I told my cousin that I am not a Christian anymore, I am an agnostic person, I still believe in a higher power, but I don't believe in organized religion, she still kept pushing Christianity on me and saying that she needs to save me. And I'm thinking, I don't need saving, I'm happy where I am. I think one of the things that pissed me off when I was in the Philippines was going to a mass out of respect to my cousin, and I blatantly saw the pastor saying that if you are gay, you are a bad person and you're going to hell. And that just pissed me off because that's not true. That's so messed up. If there's any reason not to follow Christianity, I think that would be my reason, because how the pastor openly discriminates gay people. Now, outside of that political stuff, I'm gonna talk about the tourism side of things. So when I was in the Philippines, I got a chance to go to Palawan, and Palawan just blew my mind. I got a chance to go to my cousin and his girlfriend at the time, who is now his wife. And we got a chance to do a city tour in Puerto Princesa, which is the capital city of Palawan. And man, this city tour is pretty good. We got to see some endemic animals, we got to see some live cultural shows, and we got to see some random stuff too, like random parks and just random sightseeing stuff. It was pretty neat. I actually enjoyed it.
Okay, so ayan, so that's the one wali kulit sana. So those musical instruments are now few hundred years old, handed down by their ancestors. So they don't make that because we don't have it around their village. And their cotton, they strip it from the young shoots of palm na makansang natagnak.
Okay lang yan. Go! Dip mo na sa ano. Sana?
Didip pa sa vinegar.
Vinegar. Sarap siya. Parang oyster. oyster?
Haba.
The highlight of the trip to Palawan has got to be the underground river in the Philippines. It is one of the 7 new wonders of nature, and this place does not disappoint. Now, a lot of people have criticized that it's just a cave, but those people, when I asked them later on, did you do the audio tour when you went there? A lot of them said no, they did not. So if you go to the underground river, you must make sure that you do the audio tour, because without the audio tour, you're missing out on an amazing National Geographic feeling kind of like trip through this underground river in the Philippines. Underground river in the Philippines is actually the longest navigatable underground river in the world. On our last day in Palawan, besides going shopping, we got a chance to do an island hopping tour in Honda Bay. And I've got to say, the island hopping tour at Honda Bay was just okay. So this was not the best part of our trip to Palawan. I would definitely like to go back again one day and see El Nido and also check out Coron. So there's a lot of places in Palawan I haven't seen yet. I can even see myself living there because apparently Palawan is the safest place in Philippines. The crime rate is so low that people don't need bars to protect their houses. And people in this city were also really honest. The tricycle drivers didn't try to scam us like in other places in Manila, and it was just quite an honest and a nice feeling kind of place in the Philippines. Later on, I got a chance to go to another part of the Philippines, which is now the Mountain Province. I've always wanted to see the Banawi rice terraces, so we took a road trip all the way there with one of my cousins who just came back from Saudi Arabia after spending the last 2 years working there. And it was pretty neat to see the Banawi rice terraces, although we didn't go during the right time because we went in December when they were just planting the crops. So if you want to see the rice terraces at its full glory, I think you need to go in April sometime because that's when it's really green. So I'd like to go back again one day and see it when it's at full bloom. After the rice terraces, we did a road trip to Sagada, which is the high part of the mountain province, and we stayed there overnight. They had some really good food, and we also got a chance to do some caving. Now the caving is in this place called Sumaging Cave, I think that's the name of it. And this cave adventure was really neat. Like, you're going through small crevices and it was quite the adventure. Besides caving, we also got the chance to see the famous hanging coffins, which is a big touristy kind of spot there. And one of the funny things that happened there was the Filipino tour guide that we went with said, "Oh my god, why do I have to take this Koreans for a tour?" And then when me and my cousin started speaking Tagalog to them, they're like, "Oh my god, these Koreans are so good in Tagalog." And we were just kind of face palming ourselves because, you know, we're Chinese and we were actually born in the Philippines. Anyways, after we finished our trip in Sagada, which was amazing, we did a road trip to the rest of the top of the mountain province all the way to Baguio. And I would say this road trip is amazing. I know I keep saying the word amazing, but it's so amazing. It's even better than the rice terraces. You can see all these crops that's being planted on the side of the mountain, all greenery. We even saw this crazy hotel right on the top of the mountain. There's this random hotel there, and I'd like to stay in that hotel one day just because it looks amazing. After we finished with our mountain province trip, we got a chance to spend some time with my cousin's friends, and we stayed over at this random resort house. I actually wasn't feeling it there, and I rather spend time with my cousin. My cousin was actually not having a good experience at this time because she had a miscarriage, which is very sad. I got a chance to talk to her about it when we got back to Manila, and she said some stuff to me about how she felt about the whole thing, and it was a nice bonding experience between me and my cousin. Me and my cousin are actually pretty close when I was a kid before I left the Philippines, so it was good to kind of rekindle that relationship with my cousin. Before leaving the Philippines to go to my next destination, which is Laos, I actually got really sick. I had high fever all the way to 40 degrees Celsius, and as a result, I had to stay back in the Philippines for 1 more week for me to recover, which was nice actually. I got to spend more time with my cousin and spend time with my relatives before I had to leave the country and finish my trip to the Philippines. Now, I did go back to the Philippines again later on after my trip to Madagascar, and that was during Christmas as well. This time I went with my sisters and my girlfriend Karen, and it wasn't as enjoyable when we went back because we were suffering from food poisoning, and Karen actually had to spend Christmas in the emergency room in a hospital, so that's pretty crappy. But regardless, I love the Philippines now, and if people ask me, should I go to the Philippines? I would give a resounding yes. Hell yes, the Philippines is amazing. It's severely underrated. It's not super expensive. And this country, if you love landscape, if you like nature, you like culture, you like food, this country has everything that you want. I'm definitely gonna go back again, and I've been making it as a pact to myself that I would visit the Philippines on a more regular basis moving forward to the future. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And don't forget to sign up to the Travel and Live Free newsletter, where you can get a 10-step cheat sheet on how to travel around the world. You'll also get the latest tips and strategies on how to save money on travel for Canadians, how to go on around the world adventure travel for Canadians, and how to use travel to get more freedom in your life as a Canadian. You can sign up for the newsletter in the description below. Until next time, I'll see you then.